Peace, world. What is going on? Welcome to another episode of Substantial Weekly. Of course, my name is Substantial. Thank y'all for joining me. Yo, my apologies for the technical difficulties today. Been ripping and running this morning. Got into the studio maybe 10 minutes before it was time to go live. So I had certain things already set up. But the biggest issue this morning was internet connection, man. And so it took a little bit of time to figure out what was going on, but this is it was ultimately the fault of the new resident in our home, which is the Switch 2. You know what I mean? I was a lot of times, man, when I go live or whatever, we got a variety of devices in the crib. And like it's no big deal if 2 or 3, you know what I mean, maybe even 4 are on, but like the new Switch, the old Switch, this laptop, my phone, my wife's phone, her laptop, the tablet that my youngest uses. Yo, it was close to 10 devices sharing the same connection. Not all of them being used, but needless to say, that was a problem. You know what I mean? So took a little minute to figure out what it was. But once we got the Switch 2 off of there, we were good money. So yeah, man, it was kind of crazy, but took a little minute to figure out. But anyway, we are here now. That's what matters most, man. I'm happy to see you all. So let me set up this goal for the day and tell you what we got in store as well. Hold on. And let me know if y'all are hearing and seeing me, because I'm checking something over here. Okay, yeah, it looks like everything's cool. But yeah, man, peace to everybody in the chat. Good to see everybody here as always. Today's show, not trying to make it a super long one. I know every time we say that, we end up running super long, so I probably shouldn't have said anything. But today, if we hit our goal of 5 super chats, which is the norm, I'll play y'all a new song that I just recorded. That I just recorded last weekend. Hold on, with P.R. Hold on. Man. Produced by. Yep. All right. I'm just checking my spelling. Produced by P.R. All right. Cool, man. The downside of doing everything yourself. Play a new song made with. Yep. See what I'm saying? This is why you check for typos, son. All right. Boom. All right. So that goal has started. The goal is to hit 5 super chats, and then once we do that, y'all get some new music today. But let's go through real quick. Shout out the chat, and then I'm gonna jump into this story time, because this week has been eventful, and I got a few cool things to share with y'all. So first and foremost, man, shout out to the homie P. I was talking about the song with P.R. Shout out to him, but shout out to Warpath in the building. Shout out to Early Bird as well. AKA Kevin Early, and then we got Kevin Sabio in the building, the Council of Kevins. You already know what it is. I second that motion. Kais, I hope I said that right. Peace, welcome to you. Absolutely, we love it. Yo, hey man, absolutely. Rest in peace to Sly Stone. Rest in peace to Brian Wilson as well. 2 musical geniuses and juggernauts in this business, for sure, man. Let's see. Yeah, man, the connection was definitely substandard for a minute until we resolved it. The ultimate lyrical rhyme battle, substantial versus sabbatical versus substantial. I need to bring back this idea I had for a project years ago about like flipping. All the titles would be like sub words or I think I had this joint called the Lyrical Stan Getz, which was based off of the jazz musician Stan Getz. He had an album, or there was something that I saw where they referred to him as the Lyrical Stan Getz. And so I had this idea of doing a project like that, you know what I mean? Subliminals from Substantial. Y'all going in right now. We want, man, I appreciate y'all. Subordinates subscribe to substantial superstation, support some superior sounds. I feel like I'm spitting right now. It's a whole lot happening. All right, man. Yeah, I appreciate you. Yeah, we're good to go now. But peace to everybody here, man. Shout out to Joshua McGee in the building. You know what I mean? Our throat. That's right. I appreciate you, bro. Soul Tiger, what's up, man? What up, nephew? Good to see you in here, Nair. Peace, peace. All good. We started late today, so you are all good. But shout out to everyone who has joined us. Let me make sure I share this in 2 other places that I thought I had covered, but I just realized I did not. So let's make sure these are here too. Boom. And then the last one. Got it. Go gadget. Boom. And done. Yeah, man. So, but yeah, man, shout out to those of you who are watching live right now. You are greatly appreciated. If you haven't hit that like button already, please do so. It looks like so far we got 6 of the 11 people who, well, it's 9 now. 6 of the people who are watching right now have already liked the video. But those of you who have not, please do so. It helps that good old algorithm. Helps making this video more visible to the people who should tune in. But yo, without further ado, I'm gonna jump into some story time. But quick reminder, if you want to support the channel, you can do so by supporting via Super Chat. If you do send money via PayPal, PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App, just let me know in the chat. I'll verify and we'll count that toward our goal of 5 donations today. You can also donate to Words, Beats, and Life. I will count that toward, the contributions as well. And we will hear some new music today that the missus was very excited about. And then so was the producer, P.R. from Australia as well. Shout out to all of them. But yeah, man. So let's get into it. So story time is what we're starting with today. First and foremost, man, kind of a non-traditional thing. But when people say things like sometimes life is stranger than fiction, that's some real stuff, man. And so yesterday, I'm gonna look up names just so I make sure I can give y'all, like, make this story as real. Like, one name I remember and then the other name I need to bring back up. But let's see if I can find it real quick. I'm trying to see my, hold on. All right. Trying to see the driver's name from yesterday. Yes. All right, here we go. So story time. So yesterday, the family had a lot going on. My oldest daughter is looking at colleges and stuff. So we did a college tour a while back where that was at George Mason University. And then she's done an official tour of George Mason already. That's in Northern VA. And then yesterday she went to Richmond with the missus and my youngest daughter to go look at VCU. Which is a great school as well, also in Virginia. And so because of that, I had to find another way to get to work. Most of the time I take the train, but it was 90 plus degrees. So I took a Uber into work. And then afterwards, I had to go to an event that the Recording Academy was having. For those who don't know, the Recording Academy is the same academy responsible for the Grammys. So I'm a member. I used to be a board member. I just ended my, I lost my seat as governor and stuff, which happens all the time, but it was great being of service. I'm still a member of the Recording Academy regardless. So anyway, all of that, will make sense in a second. So I decided to take an Uber to work because it was 90 plus degrees. And I was like, I got a long day ahead of me. I'm not trying to be like super sweaty as quick as I leave out the crib. So what I ended up doing was I caught an Uber there, and shout out to Mr. John. Mr. John is a man of, I would say he's probably late 60s, maybe early 70s. Very sharp, you know what I mean? Not one of these, like, sometimes we see elders who look like, like they've been through it and they on their last, leg, and they aren't as maybe as sharp or cognitive as some. But, this brother, this man was very sharp, and so we're talking, chopping it up, man. And the conversation just kind of takes an interesting turn, because I'm asking him how long he's been driving and all of that. He tells me he's been driving for like the last 5 years. Talks about like what type of work he was into before and how he was doing. He was in the restaurant business for a long time. His family ended up selling. They had a chain of restaurants and sold those. And that's what brought him to this area. He was originally from Richmond. And I was like, yo, that's ironic because that's where my oldest daughter currently is, looking at schools. And then he says in that moment, he was like, man, he's like, can I say something, something that I've learned, like only really while driving. And I was like, kind of prepping myself because sometimes you don't know where these conversations are going to go. And he says out of nowhere, he was like, man, of all the people that I ride around this city, he's like, black women might be some of the smartest women I've ever met in my life. Or not women. No, he says some of the smartest people I've ever met in my life. And so when he says this, of course, like, I think in a certain setting, there are definitely people who probably would have jumped on him instantly. Like, yo, you trying to say we stupid? Or you think we usually stupid? Blah, 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 this, that, and the third. But it's funny. It's not funny, but it was ironic, because, I mean, if you are a person who pays attention to this data around this type of stuff, and I know most people don't, but the truth of the matter is, for those of you who don't know, and this is all stuff that can be verified, the most educated group in the United States, right, when you break it down by race and gender, are black women. Most people don't know that, right? You're talking to somebody who has 5 sisters, right? Lives in a house with all women, you know what I mean? And so outside of what my personal experience is, and in my personal life, that is the truth, right? Like, but the reality of it is data shows that this is also the case and has been the case for quite some time. But again, the average person doesn't know this. But the guy, when he's saying this is a 70-year-old white man who's saying this. And he was just like, and I hope I'm not offending you, but he was just like, I grew up amongst people that, like, if you asked us what we thought of when we thought of a black woman, we usually thought of a maid, just based on the time that I grew up in. But he was like, but I love this. I love doing this work because I'm picking up or dropping off young black women who are like at Howard or some other university in the area. A lot of them from Howard. And, I'm meeting like young lawyers, other type of business execs, engineers, doctors, just, people, going to school, like on their way to becoming something. He was just like, man, it makes me really, really hopeful for the future. And I was just like, yo, this is dope. You know what I mean? I think especially in this day and age where we see all of these different things happening, and a large part of the problem that we deal with, with particular groups, like whether we're talking about white folks or just a different group, a group that's different than yours, right? Like sometimes you deal with people who have this preconceived notion of who people are, and there's no swaying them that information they have access to is incorrect. And that is crazy to me because 9 times out of 10, most of that information that they're getting is not from the actual source. It's from other people they talk to. It's learned behavior, right? And it's usually from people who've had these experiences or got it from outside sources about this group of people. And they've decided that we don't like these people here because blah, 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 right? And just to kind of put it on a lower level, everyone has biases, right? No one walking the earth does not, it's situational, right? You can think of something where because of an experience you had or because of information you've had, you automatically think this animal's dangerous, right? Or you automatically don't like this kind of food, or you automatically don't blah, 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 even though you have limited experience with it. Maybe you had one experience and it was a bad experience, and now that affects your decisions for the rest of your life. And then in a lot of cases, people get misinformation from outside sources and then they formulate whole opinions about groups of people. It's a real thing if we're being honest, right? And that's the important part. If we're being honest, and a lot of people aren't being honest, And that's how we got where we are in this world right now, right? All the things we see that's happening, the different protests that we're seeing, and people getting fed up and all the things. But this conversation makes me feel better in these moments, man. Just because it just goes to show you that it's never too late to learn. Like, yo, I know a lot of y'all aren't that far from my age, but as you get older, I don't give a shit how much you know. There's always more to know, right? One of my favorite songs from Kendrick's The Pimp a Butterfly album is the Mama song, right? Like, where he says, the more I learned or the more I know, I realized I didn't know shit, you know what I mean? Until I was back home. In other words, the more you learn, you oftentimes realize the more you don't know. But when you're an active learner, when you're someone who's always curious, and more importantly, just open to the fact that, like, yo, maybe all the information you have isn't as accurate as you believe. And more importantly, just recognize that even science, right? Like, information changes over time because things evolve, right? People evolve, animals evolve, things change. It was once one way, now it's this way. This change is the only constant, right? So it was beautiful just listening to this older white man talk to me about, like, again, you ain't gotta convince me, bro. I know. You know what I'm saying? I already know. But welcome. I'm glad now you know. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, man, it's like, I don't need your validation, and I don't need you to validate this for me because I already know. But it's dope to see that now you do, right? Because now, like, I know you're in places that I maybe don't have access to, or interacting with people I don't have access to. And you're able to inform them of truths, right? Your real life experience, not something that you saw in a TikTok video, an Instagram reel, or some other place or whatever, where they clearly are motivated by things like monetization, clickbait, all of these different things or whatever to create engagement and make money off of people's ignorance, right? So it was dope. That's not even the best part of the story, though. That's just where it starts. All right. So, yeah, man. So later on that day, and I appreciate those of y'all that are sticking around. I know I started late, so our numbers are low today. And I know I'm talking about things we typically don't talk about, but who gives a fuck? We here now. So Pete, so man, later that day, I'm getting ready to leave Words, Beats, and Life. And just a reminder, you can donate the Words, Beats, and Life right below this video. Support the great work that we do in the DC in the DMV area, including festivals that got coming up, like DMV Made. So anyway, later that day, I go ahead and put in a request. You know, I'm doing what most people do. I got both Lyft and Uber, and I'm weighing my options. Now, yesterday morning, I took an Uber, and that's how I ended up with Mr. John, right? I tried, say their names, man. Shout out to Mr. John, you know what I mean? And so I'm checking Uber again. I see what the price is. I'm like, all right, that ain't too bad for this time of day. It's rush hour and stuff like that. But then I checked Lyft. I was like, let me just see. Lyft was a bit cheaper. Lyft like $5 cheaper. I'm like, say left, Lyft. We going in. So then I put in the joint, and I put it in early. So they let me know who my driver is later. My driver is, her name's Imani. Chances are it's a black woman. Clicked on the face. Absolutely. Right. For those who don't know, Imani is Swahili for faith. Right. Now, Pete, I go outside around 4:00. Looking for my Lyft driver. I don't see her. I call her up, hear her voice, verify it's a black woman. I see her picture too. Of course, it's a black woman, right? So now, fam, I get in this car, and as quick as I get in, man, hey, yo, I love my people. As quick as I get in the car, she's like, how you doing, mister? I was like, I'm good. She was like, all right. So I'm just giving you heads up. I'm going to need your help. I was like, fam, I don't even know what she about to ask me. But just based off her energy, I'm ready to go. I'm like, well, I don't know what we doing, but let's go. And then she basically said, she was like, listen, I am 40 questions in to a 100 question test for my medical assistant exam. and I need your help. And I was like, how you need me to help you? She's like, I need to give you my phone. I'm trusting you, and I'm giving you my phone while I drive you to where you got to go. And we got a 45-minute drive. And I need you to read me these questions, because my hope is that we got enough time to finish this whole test so I can be done. And after that, I ain't got to worry about this later. I just go ahead, pick up my kids, and we be good to go and stuff. You know, I like, and the direction you're going is close to where I live. So this is all perfect, right? And I was like, Queen, I'd be happy to help you. And I was like, go ahead, you just let me know what I'm doing, and I got you. I was like, just give me a second. I'm checking in with my wife real quick. You know what I'm saying? So I'll go ahead. I'm getting ready to mess with my wife. My wife actually ends up calling me. Check in with her real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Do that. My brother calls me after that. Check in with him. Cool. Done all that. And fam, for the next 40 to 45 minutes, I proceed to read 60 questions. 60 questions for this medical exam that this young black woman is taking literally while she's working. Shout out to Umani, you know what I mean? With her 5-star rating and over 2,000 rides, you know what I mean? Wow, in medical school and raising 3 beautiful black kids, you know what I mean? I know this because I was holding her phone, right? And she told me about her kids. One kid is around the age of my youngest daughter, and then she got some little ones that are around 2 or 3 that are twins. So I proceed to read all of these joints. And so then we're done. We're pulling up to Sycamore and Oak out in DC. If you've never been to that venue, it's a beautiful space. And this is where the Recording Academy event is. So we're pulling up to the joint. And as we pull up to the joint, we finished. We finish it up. And then, like, you know, it's getting to the submit page. So I tell her, I was like, all right, I think that's it. Congratulations. You know, you finished it. And I was like, all right, so I'm going to pass it to you so you can submit. She was like, I was like, what you mean? I don't know what we're doing. She's like, nah, I need you to submit it for me. I was like, for real? She was like, yeah, please. I need you to submit it for me. You know, come on, mister, go ahead and do it. And so I go ahead and hit the submit button for her. And then I hand her the phone. I was like, all right, that's it. And then she's like, all right, hold up. And she starts scrolling. She scrolls, and then she sees her score, 92 out of 100. This woman got 92 questions out of 100 questions correct. And I clap her. I was like, I'm like, literally, like, I felt my eyes welling up. I was like, man, I gotta get the hell out of this list. I was like, congratulations, I'm so happy for you and stuff. You know, I was like, hope to see you in one of these doctors. I mean, I hope I'm not there for bad reasons, but I wish you the best. And so, I told her though, as we were starting, I was like, this is right. It's Kismet. Like, you know, it's funny how the universe works. I told her, I was like, I was just in the car with this elderly white man, talking about how black women are some of the most educated women, groups of, is the most educated group of people in this country, contrary to popular belief. And here I am, right, given the opportunity to help a young black woman further her education, right? Like, you know, by like, you know, helping you take this test and stuff like that. And I was just like, this is all within hours, man. I was like, man, it's like, like sometimes, man, like this world can be a lot and be very disappointing at times. But moments like that, you know, my man was like, bro, you should have been recording and taking. I was like, nah, man, like the importance of being present, right? The importance of being present and making yourself available to people. Like, you know, what benefit do I have, like, you know, from like making time to like have this conversation, right? Like, what's the immediate benefit for me other than like growth, right? Like, that's, for me, that's the benefit. That's why I try to be open to these conversations with strangers sometimes. Sorry. But dude, like it was just really cool, man, that like that happened all within the same day, within a few hours, that conversation with him. And then here's this young black woman doing exactly what he was just talking about. And it's just like, I know, because I see it. My wife already has her first degree, has had it for quite some time, and she's currently working on her second, right? My oldest is killing it in school so much that, like, you know, I mean, when she went to VCU yesterday, she found out that because of her grade average, her GPA, like they'd automatically accept her application. You know what I mean? Because of how well she's doing in school. And, you know, my youngest is killing it too, man. And, you know, my sister, man, who I wrote that song, You've Grown, about, the second verse. Yo, at the time I wrote that, she had 3 degrees. She currently has 4. She has 4, right? Like, and this is a woman who dropped out of high school and was a mother at the age, like, you know, she was pregnant at 15, had a kid by the time she was 16. She's out here with 4 degrees, man. And she could virtually work, do whatever kind of work she wants to, right? And she has this job working in a prison, helping to reform, you know, young black men. Man, yo, like, yeah, man. It was just, yo, super inspiring. It was just dope. It was really, really dope. And I just wanted to share that with y'all. You know what I mean? Get off topic for a minute and share some other stuff, yo. Just, you know, because again, man, there's so much negative stuff happening. A lot of people going through it, man. Like what immigrants in this country right now are experiencing, and you know, and being disappointed by, of course, how the world, worded different, being disappointed by how our government and authorities are treating people, right? People, families, especially considering that, you know, if we're being honest, unless you're Native American, we're all immigrants. You know what I mean? And just how frustrating it is seeing this, and then seeing the ignorance of people who look like me, who are pretty much basically saying, well, yo, this is what you voted for. Just kind of like basically saying that this one group of people, right, that like Latinos, like they all made that choice. They didn't all make that choice, because a lot of them can't vote. Like if we're being honest. And then I feel like what really pisses me off sometimes when I talk to my folks is just the lack of, it ain't the lack of compassion part that's annoying, as much as it is just like, yo, like, you know, part of Latinos are Afro-Latino, right? A lot of them, outside of the folks who are indigenous, a lot of them have like African ancestry, just like you, right? It was a reason that when I got to New York and walked into certain settings, people didn't always assume I was just black. You know what I mean? They start speaking to me in Spanish because they thought I might be Dominican or something else. And so like, yo, a lot of these folks look like us, you know what I mean? And so, man, like, even if they didn't, yeah, man, just, you know, all I'm asking everybody, man, is to lead with empathy. Make sure you dedicate your life to being a lifetime learner. Don't think you got it all figured out, because one day you're judging somebody else for their mistakes or for their current situation that they didn't choose to be in. And then the following day you're out here begging for help online because you're in a fucked up situation. Extend some grace and just understand that, yo, like what's the line from, I love bringing comic book quotes or comic book movie quotes into situations like this for people who think those movies are shit. Because like, it's all a metaphor for other things. That's how I always view it. And as somebody who writes raps and creative writing is my thing, that's what I really enjoy about them more than anything. And there's a quote from, I think it was Daredevil season 2, where Punisher's talking to Daredevil, and he was like, you think you're better than me? You're one bad day away from being me. You're one bad day away from being me. So just remember, man, when we're disconnected from all this stuff, and I know I'm not somebody who posts a lot about this stuff, right? And I know people got a lot of comments about folks that they see who are inactive in terms of how they post about these different things or how they address it and stuff like that. I'm a person who engages in other ways at this point in time in my life. Oftentimes when I do post about this stuff, it doesn't just attract support or accurate information. It oftentimes brings disruptors into your space. people who aren't really there to have real authentic conversations, people who are looking to show up as many places as possible online and disrupt the conversation and shift it somewhere else where it doesn't really need to be because truth isn't there, right? They're trying to move you away from truth. They're trying to move us away from progress. And like when I realized that's what was happening, that's why I stopped posting a lot of the stuff that I would oftentimes like, you know, share as things were going on and stuff like that, or bare minimum would at least investigate myself and then quietly put money into organizations and stuff like that I knew were doing certain work behind the scenes. But and then the other part of it too is like, yo, I don't want to be out here monetizing people's pain. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem with social media. As much as we are really making it so that everyone knows what's happening, like we're sharing the information so people know what's happening. Like I'm a person whose platforms are monetized. So I'm not trying to be a person who posts it, and sure, I can turn it off for certain things, but any type of content that you post that goes viral and brings a lot of attention to your page, it leads people down to other content. And what I see some people doing, not all, they share this stuff and then they spend a lot of time on it because it's the hot button issue of the day. And then when something else that has nothing to do with that becomes the hot button issue of the day, they hop on that wave, right? So not everyone's an activist in these situations. A lot of folks are opportunists, you know what I mean? And I don't want to be ever associated with that. So yeah, man. So I know that was a long story and it kind of, you know, it maybe went a direction that a lot of y'all weren't expecting, but I just wanted to share what, like, I mean, man, listen, it's my show. I do what the fuck I want over here. You know what I'm saying? Just wipe your feet before you come to Miles. I do what I want over here. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about rap music. We talking about rap music, but right now, this was like some really cool moments yesterday that just got me thinking about a lot of stuff. You know, in particular, man, like I got my first show booked in LA in 6 years. And like, yo, I was telling Marcus and I was telling the promoter, I just told him, I was like, yo, I don't feel super comfortable promoting the show real hard right now, considering what LA is going through. So maybe we kind of fall back a little bit on the like, hey, come out to our show, because we don't know what LA is gonna look like in a month, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, yo, just, you know, we're figuring it out. That's what all of us are doing, man. Nobody's got it figured out all the way. And if you're walking through life thinking that you do, you're living a lie. You know what I mean? We're all kind of learning in real time. And even the things we kind of like the way I experience the music industry. When I figure certain things out with the music industry and think that like I'm good, right? They change the rules. And that's very much how life is, man. Like a lot of the stuff that you might think that you understand why these things happen. And the question I pose to anybody who really thinks they understand this stuff, especially when they speak with such certainty about things that they largely really aren't involved in. You know, like when they sound so certain about them being like having it figured out. And I'm like, then, yeah, you definitely should be out here doing something then, because you clearly got the answer, right? But the reason why you aren't is because you don't want to really test it and see if there's truth to it. You want to be comfortable where you are. And so, you know, really testing the information you have and putting yourself out here to find out if what you believe is actually accurate. That's not a risk that a lot of people are willing to take, because when they're met with something that counters what they believe in, you know, they oftentimes like react with anger, frustration. They buckle under pressure, or they lash out like, you know, in violence, right? Like people don't know how to deal with things that go against what it is they've been taught to be true, or what it is they've chosen to believe. And they forget that belief is not knowing, right? Yeah, man, it's just interesting, man. But I appreciate y'all for bearing with me and just being open to the story and all that good stuff. But on a lighter note, man, shout out, you know, I made it to that event, the Recording Academy event, our annual block party here in DC, and it was super dope. Got to see the legend, a VA legend, Mad Skills. He was DJing last night. Bumped into Ninth Wonder. He was there. Shout out to Deborah Bond, who y'all know I've worked with, but she's an amazing artist on her own, amazing solo career. Tours with Incognito. She also tours with Zoe and Tall Black Guy and stuff like that. They go all around the world. Shout out to Deborah. Tamara Wellens as well, who's on Adultish and Adultish 2.0. Former president of the DC Grammy chapter, Recording Academy. Who else, man? I was chilling with my big bro Kokai. I was also chilling with Sherm the Barber. Sherm was there last night, man. It was super, super dope. Yeah, man. It was, yesterday was, to call it a good day, be an understatement. And most importantly, my family made it home safe after the college visit, which was really, really dope. And they had a good time, and got to kick it with them a little bit after I got home. And you know what I mean? Still made it home in time to read a book to the youngest, man. It was a good day. It was a really good day. Hope y'all having a great week, man. But let me read some of these comments and then we'll keep it pushing. All right. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Let's see. Hey, what up? What's up, Happy Mochi? Good to see you up in here. All right. Early says, I almost ended up at VCU for undergrad. Went there for my master's. That's what's up, man. Happy Friday the 13th. Jesus. I didn't even think that it was Friday the 13th. Oh, what I did this morning too, man, I got to visit my old high school. I'll talk about that in a second. Give y'all some other cool other quick stories before we move on. The only Friday the 13th this year. Wow. All right. That's what's up. Yeah. I think statistically black women are the most educated too. Yeah, indeed. Indeed, it's what we were talking about before for those of y'all who just tuned in. Doesn't feel or seems traditional superstitious like it usually does, probably because substantial weeklies today. Yeah, man, we've had a few this year, and I'm not really one of those people that's like, whoa, you know what I mean about it. So yeah, I'm sorry if I'm killing the vibe for those of y'all who kind of got a different experience in mind when you think of the day. All right, that's good to see. Too rare, but good to see. Yeah, talking about the driver. Shout out to Mr. John. I made sure to make sure that I was making sure that when I told the story, I wanted to say their names. Obviously, I don't have their whole names, but the importance of when these moments happen, when people surprise you in a good way or a bad way, right? Like the importance of recognizing them as full human beings, right? Saying their names, sharing some of their backstory, with their family, their work experiences, what they're working toward, what they came through, whole pictures of people, man. And the importance of that, right? Like people aren't just numbers and statistics and things to prop up, your feelings of certain things. See, because they did that just proves that I was right about, nah, fam, that their life is not here to serve you in that way. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. But that's true about people in their perception. When I first went to college, it was New England, specifically Boston area. Most of the white classmates swore that I must have sold drugs. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Or that I must have been in a gang just because I was from New York. This is what I'm saying. Yo, I had a teacher in high school. It's funny. So not funny, but this morning, where I was before I came to the show, I was stopping by my old high school to see it one last time before they knock it down in a couple weeks. And so I was walking through the annex, maybe for the last time, and got the, shout out to Algorithm, aka Alan, better known as Alan Cole, also known as Almost. He got a lot of aliases. Is that brother on the run? But nah, man, I was there, and it's crazy you mentioned that, Kevin, man. Because one of the things I experienced while I was there is I used to be late to my science class. I had a physics class that I was always late to in high school, and the reason why I was late is because Suitland consists of multiple buildings, and so we used to have an actual bus that would bring us from one of the buildings to the main building, and if you didn't catch the very first bus. And I was leaving from an art class, so I had to pack up my portfolio, pack up all the stuff, put that stuff away, and then get out there to catch the bus. And a lot of times I'd catch like the second or the last bus, and oftentimes would be late to my class because of that. And yo, one of my teachers, my physics teacher, man, at the time, this dude called me. He's like, "Why are you always late?" And I was trying to tell him, I was like, well, first, thank you for asking for once, instead of just assuming the worst. But as I was getting ready to say it, he cuts me off. He's like, "You involved in like with gangs or something?" Yo, like, this is that moment where I look at the studio audience like, he just, wow, right? Like, why does your mind go there first, right? I'm just curious. But the reason why I'm late is because I'm coming from a different building, sir. If I miss the last bus, that's the part I left out. If I miss the last bus, I got to walk. And that walk is like 10 minutes. And we only got 5 minutes to transition from classes. Even though my class is in a different building, it's only 5 minutes of transition time. And so if I catch that bus, I'm going to get there like maybe a 4-minute joint. And keep in mind, we still got to wait for the bus to load. But if I miss it and I got to walk, that's a whole different joint. And I only get like 2 to 3 shots. I think they'll send like 2 or 3. Sometimes it's like less or whatever based on what drivers are available. But yeah, man, needless to say, I hated that class because, you know, and a lot of kids ultimately, adults always use it as an excuse. But like the reality of it is, who wants to work for someone who clearly doesn't like you, right? And we do this in professional settings all the time. And when I say we, I'm talking about adults. And, you know, and nobody got to lie and bullshit me. We've all worked at places where your boss was an asshole, right? Like you really hated working under this person. And I think like we either know people who've done this or we've done it ourselves, where some of us have done just enough, and sometimes barely that, because we hated being at this place. And we waited it out till we could find something better, you know what I mean? Or got out of there as quick as possible because we hated being there. And the thing is, for school, the kids aren't paid to be there, obviously. And on top of that, it's not always easy to switch out of one class to another. And when you have a teacher who's out here saying bullshit like that or doing far worse, teachers are very much like, and I can say this because I'm a dude who's worked in education for 20 plus years. When a teacher's effing up and they get written up, they have all of this stuff on their record and stuff like that. It's very much like the police, where it's hard to get them out of the school system completely. They might end up in the little teacher jail situation where they got to go through certain trainings, but they eventually end up at another school, right? And so it's very difficult to get a teacher, to really get a bad teacher, and bad not always meaning that they're bad at teaching, but they're bad in terms of like they clearly have certain biases, they clearly have certain prejudices, they clearly have, and they maybe even be a tad racist, right? Yet they are working in a place where it's majority black and brown kids and stuff. But this is the only school they could get a job at, right? For someone who clearly hates being there so much, clearly there's some stuff going on with you. Because if you hate being here, why can't you work somewhere else? It's a lot easier for them to go work at a different school than it is for that kid to find a different class, a different teacher that's teaching the same subject at the same time. Their whole schedule got to be switched in order for that to happen. So yeah, man, I think part of what made me very empathetic to kids when I was doing youth work is like what some of my experience was, you know what I mean? Or at least I tried to keep that in mind, but I wasn't perfect, you know what I mean? You can really meet some great people taking Uber. Yeah, 100%. That's awesome. I have to actually do some work. Y'all have a great weekend. Early, take care. You probably gone already, but take care, fam. That was an awesome experience. Yeah, man. Yo, peace, David. I got to study for my professional engineering license. Laugh out loud. This is motivation. That's what's up, man. Good luck with that, brother. Peace. What's going on, Michael? Good to see you up in here, man. All right. Glad to hear. Bless up for achievements in the family. That's beautiful to hear. Indeed. Finishing my associates this month. Yes, that's what's up. Congratulations. All right. And then I'm jumping in to get 2 different certifications right after. So can confirm we grinding. Yeah, 1000%. Hey, sis, you let me know the moment that happens so I can send you something. You know what I mean? So you can have dinner on me. You know what I mean? All right. Always appreciate the positivity this brings every week. Man, I try my best, family. Thank you, man. Thank you for shouting out Afro Latinos like me. Yeah, man. Of course. And then in Born Again, those words have some truth. Yeah. Come on now. Come on now. Listen, it full circle. That's great writing right there. You know what I mean? Yo, say that louder for the people in the back. Indeed. I have no idea you were Latino too, Kevin Sabio. See what I'm saying? We over here at Substantial Weekly bringing fam together. You know, it's a beautiful thing. People have become very comfortable with being judgmental, not seeking to form their own opinions, and disconnecting themselves from the ability to learn and understand each other. Indeed. Yeah, folks are existing in echo chambers. That's real talk about true activists versus opportunists. Yeah, man. It was uplifting, bro. Thanks for sharing all of this. Sometimes I need to hear stuff like that. Yeah, I'm happy to help, happy to share. That's some real talk, Happy Mochi. Hey, hold up. Hey, what up, my man? Hey, so shout out to the homie. He put D-Bird. I know what the D stand. Hey, what up, bro? Good to see you up in here, man. Thank you for joining the show, man. Yeah, we do this every week, bro. I know you don't pop up here like that, but yeah, we're every week around noon, man. I do this joint, you know. Damn, that teacher was wrong for that, bro. There's a video on my YouTube channel where I'm performing at one of the Smithsonian museums, and there's a part in the video where I start to tear up, and that's the story that I'm telling at that moment. And I kind of had a whole moment about that effect, how that affected me. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's crazy. Or the job where every comment of praise that has that undertone of you're one of the good ones. Worst ish ever. Fam. Yo, I low-key experience those type of comments several times a year when I'm in certain settings. And yo, super uncomfortable. And I just got to remind them like, yo, you just got to get out more, fam. Because like when they say that to me, it's like, it's funny. You talking like, ain't a lot of people look like me doing that. That's all my homies. You know what I mean? You know, I'm not going to act like I ain't special at all. My mama think I'm special. My wife think I'm special. My babies think I'm special. You know what I mean? And I've done some things, and I'm grateful for the opportunities that I've been given. But the reality of it is, the reason why you see me doing the things that I'm doing is because I'm surrounded by other people who are doing amazing shit. And I'm inspired every day by them. And the vast majority of these people I'm referring to, they look like me. So I'm not this magical Negro, right? That's just, man, you're one of the good ones. You've managed to do so much. Look at you. Amazing story. It's so inspiring, right? Like, nah, bro. Like, I mean, yo, I do what I do, man, but it's because I've been around a lot of great folks, man. Chopping it up with Sherm and Kokai yesterday, and like what those brothers have meant to my life, and then, you know, and all the other artists that I mentioned, from Wayna and so many other ones that I've kicked it with and been in the press. Like, yo, I look at their lives and I see what they're doing, and how can I not be motivated? What I used to say to my students, they come to me and be like, Mr. Robinson, Mr. Stan, wherever I was working, the name was a little different. And they would say things, that like, yo, yeah, I want to do this, but I don't know if I can do this, but, and my reply would be like, why wouldn't you want to be great? It's like, at the end of the day, it's going to be difficult, but don't operate from the idea that like, yo, these obstacles are probably going to stop you. Just operate from the point of view of it's going to be difficult, but greatness is on the other side of this thing. So I'm about to hop this big ass hurdle, right? Or I'm about to climb this mountain, or I'm about to do whatever the fuck I got to do to get to the other side of this. And the moment you start walking through life, understanding that in these moments, even though you have choices and you have options, if one of those choices in this particular moment is greatness or doing something amazing, right? If that's one of the choices, and this is the important part, and in order to get there, you don't have to hurt nobody to get there, right? You don't have to step on nobody to get there, right? You don't have to do any horrible things that go against any of your beliefs. All you got to do is work hard. Show a bit of dedication that like other people in this situation maybe wouldn't show. Maybe learn a bit more than you knew before. And that's all it takes to get there. And I ain't trying to downplay how difficult it is, but fam, if that's all we're talking about, why wouldn't you want to be great? And I'm surrounded by so much love, y'all present company included. So what I say to people who pour into me all the time and lift me up and say all of this stuff to me about what I'm doing, I'm like, fam, that's y'all. That's y'all. What you're seeing in me is you. I'm trying not to cry. Like, fam, I'm a product of y'all, right? You are the people I hold close. I make time for y'all. Y'all, I look at what y'all are saying. I accept what y'all are saying to me, and that's a beautiful thing. But I also look at what y'all are doing in your own life. For those of you who I get to see a little bit more outside of this chat, for those of you who I know personally, like part of what keeps me going is your wins, your successes, your struggles, and how you overcome it, your stories and stuff, the things, conversations I've had with Happy Mochi and learned about Aria and stuff like that, and knowing what she's been able to do in her life in spite of some of the challenges and experience she's had. Like, it's motivation. It's inspirational. And like, she's not the only person that I know. And the wild thing is I know her through this chat. And then we got to know each other outside of that, right? And shout out to her. I see all this yellow popping up. Thank you, sis. I appreciate it. I'm going to answer the question in a second. But, all the greatness you see in me and other people around you, if these are people you genuinely love and spend a lot of time with and encourage and, all of those things, then the greatness you're seeing in them is you. It's sure it's them too, and it's other people as well, but your contribution has something to do with that. And remember that. So I'm just a product of the good people around me that I've chosen to keep around, or been not even chosen to keep around, been lucky enough that they want me around. You know what I'm saying? Like, fam, that's all of us who are anything, who resemble anything of what it looks like to be a good person. We're just a product of the good people, the great people around us. Simple as that, yo. And the work that we are willing to do on our own to honor the blessings that they've given us, the time that they've given us, the support that they've given us. That's all we all are, yo. That's what we are. You know what I mean? Or at least that's what I believe we are. I don't know. I'll say that. Maybe I don't know, but that's what I believe we are. You know what I mean? And that's my truth. And I know I'm a better person now than I may have been years ago. But that's work. That's work. Yo, let's get to these super chats. So, we're only 3 away, and then let me know if anybody sent it on a different platform. But, hey, Stan, blessed Friday to you and the family. I have a question for you. Do you have any goals for 2025? Anything your fans can help you with, help you achieve? So, one of the goals is to crowdfund the new Bop Alloy record. I got to finish setting that up, hopefully in the next week or two. Me and Marcus D have been working on that behind the scenes and stuff. We haven't taken a break. We just got so many other things going on. We haven't finished setting up the Kickstarter. So that'll be launching soon, and definitely could use y'all help with that. In the meantime, one of the things y'all can do is just keep streaming Adultish 2.0. That definitely helps the album like get out there even more. Let's put that on the screen. Good segue. Hold on. Boom. But yeah, man, keep streaming Adultish 2.0. In the meantime, one of the things, man, like just the activity around these projects, it keeps me, I guess, like on the radar of people, right, who give opportunities and all of that. So they see the support that y'all give. They see the work that I put in and then I share, and they see how y'all respond to it. And then they come to me with other opportunities. So again, when y'all see certain things going on with me, that's also y'all, you know what I mean? So those are just some of the ways y'all can support, and I appreciate it, you know? But yeah, outside of that, those type of goals, you know, I'm trying to figure a way. I'm trying to do more work to kind of get to the point where I'm doing a bit more video game. I'd love to do like anime related stuff. I haven't really had a lot of opportunities for anime related stuff in a minute. But yeah, man, I definitely want to do a bit more licensing work and stuff like that. Like getting my music involved in other people's projects a bit more. You know, it's like, not just because those opportunities pay well, but it's a great way to kind of bring in newer audience that doesn't require me kind of spending absurd amount of money to bring in people to work my record, to quote unquote people who don't know who I am and don't necessarily care who I am. But when somebody like me who's already established myself and has a deep catalog, when those big opportunities come where new fans come into the fold, shout out to Arc Knights, man, who continue to give me opportunities. And so far, like, I mean, I think I'm on my way to 10 songs with them, right? Like, with that particular game. And they just hit me up. I just got an email from some producers and a company that I'm working with where we're producing another song for Arc Knights. And so yeah, man, you know, I'm definitely, and one of my goals is to hopefully in the next year or two, basically be doing that type of work at least monthly. Because right now it comes like a bunch of different times a year. I don't know if it's maybe half the year yet, but I feel like it's getting close to that. But I'd love it if I was doing one of those type of things a month. Because, you know, there's a lot that gets put into those projects to a wider audience who largely aren't familiar with me. And it'd be great, you know, to kind of expose more and more people who aren't familiar with me with some of the music. But I think the biggest challenge I have in that, and then I'll move on after that, is the biggest challenge I have is oftentimes they aren't the music that I'm asked to do for a lot of these games sounds very different than the music I actually make. So what I'm looking forward to is the opportunity to do some original music for a game, for an anime, for a movie, whatever, right? Like where it actually sounds like the type of music I make all the time versus me making something that's really just trying to, I mean, I don't mind making something specific to them. I've done that time and time again, but I would love to be hit up to make something original, like that's really what I do. You know what I mean? And I've had that opportunity a few times, but it's been for smaller things that ultimately didn't really blow up to be as big as we hoped. And that's fine because I still got to do what I wanted to do and really show what I can do. And I'm looking for more of those opportunities going forward. That'd be dope. All right. Good question, Mochi. I'm blessed to have a strong support group of family and friends. Yeah, indeed. Blessed that I have a place of my own to stay at, that I'm able to earn a living, and that I'm still continuing to chase and achieve my dream as an author. Absolutely, man. It's a beautiful thing. Oh, yeah, and this was the question for the chat. My bad, I skipped over. And thank you so much, Happy Mochi, for the contributions. Clap it up. And just a reminder, we're 3 super chats or donations away from hitting our goal today. So if we get a few more, I got a new song already queued up that I'm going to play for y'all today. Y'all just let me know if we listening or not. All right. All right. Let's see. Oh, is that going up on Kickstarter soon? Soon? Yeah, God willing. So if you aren't following me Marcus D or Bop Alloy on Kickstarter, be sure to follow us on Kickstarter. You can just search any of our names and then just follow our account, so that way when it goes live, you're notified. Brick by brick. How's that bar? Hopefully I'm surrounded by folks. Hopefully I'm surrounded by folks that I admire. And a few that I've inspired. Yo, that verse, man. That verse right there. So that's don't say it. That's from Home Is Where the Art Is. Grateful. The song Grateful. Yeah, man. That verse, yo. That last verse on the album is crazy. Hey, man. Yo, thank you, Josh. Man, I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all, man. Clap it up for my brother Josh. Hope the kids and the missus are doing well. All right. No worries, Michael. So sorry for not donating lately, bro. Money has been... Hey, and then I forgot to say it earlier. Yo, these donations, never mandatory, always appreciated. You know, and y'all know me, man. Like, I just, I try my best to use this goal feature and make a conscious effort to encourage folks to support and just let them know that the opportunity is here. But y'all know me, man. I usually play something, like, regardless if we hit the goal or not. The goal thing just kind of, it keeps me on point or whatever, and really is like, makes it a situation where if I really need to cut out earlier than normal, or just on time, it kind of is like, all right, well, we ain't hit it today. I can save it for next week. But yeah, man, I got y'all regardless. You already know, man, and I appreciate y'all. Hope y'all are doing good. Hope you can say the same, fam. Good to see you up in here, Ousted. All right, let's see what else we got on the docket today. Other reminders. Let's get this back up here. So just a heads up, One Prize by Bop Alloy is out right now, and I will be keeping y'all posted. We chose a date, I think yesterday, for this song to go on all streaming platforms. I'll announce what that date is next week and have a pre-save link for y'all. So stay tuned for that. I'll keep y'all posted. But yeah, man. So that's that. As I mentioned before, definitely not trying to go over the top promoting this event right now because of what's happening in LA. But I will be out in LA, God willing, July 17th at the Peppermint Club with Marcus D. And special guest Nitsua. Shout out to the homie Nitsua, who's going to be in the house as well. So be sure to come out. I'll be in Chicago September 3rd, performing at the Argyle Night Market. That event is actually already listed on Facebook. I will send the link to y'all right now. Hold on. Go gadget. Boom. Events. Yes. All right. There it is. Yeah. So I need to put this on the but yeah, here's the link for the Chicago show. It's a night market event and stuff. Me and the band are going to be performing. This is our first time performing outside of the DMV and New York, right? So yeah, man. We met the goal. He's like, hey man, you playing that song or no? Nah, we technically didn't meet the goal for today, but I'm about to play it for y'all regardless. So but yeah, let me just run through these real quick and then we'll listen to the joint. Also, I'm gonna be at Otakon the 8th through the 10th of August, and August 1st I'm gonna be at what's the place called? I'm gonna be back at Crescendo Studios performing with J Live. I gotta get that ticket link up for y'all. Forgot to add it today, but yeah, man, let's get some tunes popping. All right. So even though we didn't reach our goal today, like I said, I'm gonna play the joint for y'all anyway because y'all are dope. And wait a minute, and Joshua sent the joint. I ain't even see the other one. You know what I mean? So my bad. Yeah, I just saw the other one you sent, man. Thank you for sending that via Cash App too, fam. Oh yeah, you man, look at you. Look at Josh, you were all right. So yeah, Josh sent the couple joints, so we technically did hit the goal. So thank you, Josh. I appreciate it. All right, bro. I'm playing it now. My bad. You right. You are right, sir. My bad. Joshua, Happy Mochi, they the real MVPs. You know what I mean? All y'all great. but they are MVPs for the day for getting us there. So everybody be sure to thank them. And let's get this joint queued up. Let's see what we got in my bag of tricks. Go gadget. Okay, not that one. Get these tunes lined up. All right, here we go. Yeah, man. Nah, you ain't come too late. You came just in time for some music. You know what I mean? You right on time. Never on schedule, but always on time. So, song I'm about to play, it's called Never Give Up or Go Ahead. Go ahead is just another way of saying like go forward, right? Or keep it moving. Like, you know, you hear somebody doing something or whatever, it's some random old head in the room, be like, go ahead, young blood, go ahead. Right. So, but yeah, the song is a song that I wrote for P.R. We've done a bunch of songs together over the years. We had a joint that we did where it was me and Funky DL over a P.R. beat. And then there was another time where I did a collab with him and Sky Zoo. All great songs. You should look those joints up. Another joint I did with him and Kenji as well. So me and P.R. got some pretty dope joints we've done over the years. And yeah, and I thank you for keeping me in mind off these polls. So thank you for your contributions. On that note, let's hear the song. Let's make sure this volume is good real quick. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and play a quick little hit of the joint. And then y'all let me know if it sounds good. And then we'll go and get into it. So if it sounds good on y'all end when it comes through, give me a thumbs up, and then we'll run it back. All right, y'all let me know if that y'all heard that and it came through pretty good. Once I get confirmation, I will go ahead and play the joint. All right, man. Shout out to Happy Mochi and Joshua for holding us down today. Via the super chat and Cash App. Thank y'all. All right, loud and clear. Bet. All right, here we go, y'all. So this song's called Never Giving Up. In parentheses, go ahead, by P.R. featuring Substantial. All right, here we go. No release date officially. It'll be out sooner than later, though. Here we go. It's okay. It's so bright, they try to shade your light, but go ahead. You were made to fight, thank God mama raised you right, so go ahead. Channel all your pain and right, so it don't keep you awake at night, go ahead. Okay, go right, go ahead. Whether day or night, just go ahead. Man, I wish you were who you thought I was. Probably do more with a smaller buzz. Eating way better when your order's up. Heart ordered up, you ain't hard enough to fall in love. But you probably save the world for the song is up. And make what you deserve without getting lawyered up. Only making real music that's for the love. Fight for every cause without your soul getting swallowed up. Wish I was as strong as some pretend to be. When I stood eye to eye with my enemy, I managed to survive with this gift God given me. One life, refuse to live it timidly. I'm where your solo off and get drowned out by the symphony and sound mind still shine vividly. In my own lane, I propose change, but I don't bend a knee when growth's in range. I'm like Benaki. Yeah. When your flame at nights is so bright, they try to shade your light, but go ahead. You were made to fight. Thank God mama raised you right, so go ahead. Channel all your pain and right, so it don't keep you awake at night. Go ahead. Okay, go right, go ahead. Whether day or night, just go ahead. When your flame at nights is so bright, they try to shade your light, but go ahead. You were made to fight. Thank God mama raised you right, so go ahead. Channel all your pain and right, so it don't keep you awake at night. Go ahead. Okay, go right, go ahead. Whether day or night, just go ahead. Yo, I'm glad I grew to who you knew I'd be. Gratitude for every opportunity. Patient while you waited for the future me to find the right brand that suited me to a T. Look at all the change that I undergone. Guessing this is what you prayed for all along. Ran till I fell, stood up, walked it off, stepped back in the ring, and you didn't need to call it off.
You don't know it all, just enough. Now I listen when you talk instead of calling your bluff. Knew I stand tall when the going got rough. Made me pay for my lies, still afforded me trust. How you knew I make it, or did you fake it until I did? Lost so many people, how'd you know that I live? Quitting ain't our nature, we give it all we can give. Head up to the sky, but my heart's where it lives. When your flame at nights is so bright, they try to shade your light, but go ahead. You were made to fight, thank God mama raised you right, so go ahead. Channel all your pain and right, so it don't keep you awake at night, go ahead. Okay, go right, go ahead. Whether day or night, just go ahead. When your flame at nights is so bright, they try to shade your light, but go ahead. You were made to fight, thank God mama raised you right, so go ahead. Channel all your pain and right, so it don't keep you awake at night, go ahead. Okay, go right, go ahead. Whether day or night, just go ahead.
Yeah, man. Man, shout out to the homie P.R, man. You know, another. Definitely a track to keep on repeat. Man, I appreciate that, family. Thank you. Glad y'all enjoyed the joint, man. Yeah, excited for that one to come out and stuff, man, and see what it does and how people respond to it and all of that. But this comment right here, man, I appreciate all the love, of course. Yeah, thank y'all so much, man. Thank you. But this particular comment here that Ousted made, man, the improvement over the years doesn't get recognized enough. Family. Yo, thank you. I'm not going to go into a long rant. I'm going to stop myself before I start. But thank you. You know, that means a lot. You know, when I listen to a lot of my favorite artists, music, you know, whatever, or just enjoy different things, I love being able to see growth in the things that I support, right? And I'm not a person that always rushes to the new shiny thing. There's a lot of artists that, like, you know, I've been riding with them through most of their career. And I love hearing growth, man. I love being able to see, feel, and be inspired by the growth in some of my favorite artists that I support. And so I just do my best, man, and I pray and I hope that people hear that in my stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful to a lot of y'all that show up for the new things, even when there isn't as much, like, maybe support around it, but y'all are here. And the crazy thing is, like, you know, I'm paying attention to the number side of it too, outside of the artistic journey. And so the truth of the matter is, a lot of the newer stuff has a lot more support than people realize a lot of times. And the funny thing is, because I was there for the original stuff, I'm aware that a lot of the newer stuff has more support, or as much support as some of the older things that became classics had when it first came out too. Because a lot of that stuff wasn't as appreciated when it first came out. You know, it took some time. And unfortunately, you know, people like dying or other things happening in our careers for the older stuff to get attention. And so I'm just grateful that, you know, I got fans like y'all, man, and supporters like y'all that recognize the growth and the work I put in. You know what I mean? So thank you. All right. I guess I ran a little bit. At this point, I shouldn't be surprised, but man, this is amazing. Can't wait for July 17th. Been way too long, man. Thank you, family. I'll see you at the show, man. You know, replay value is gonna go crazy. Yo, thank you, fam. All right. That's why a lot of artists fall off. They are never they're never good as they were in the beginning because of lack of growth. I definitely see it, man. Congratulations. You deserve it. Family. Means a lot, bro. Like, means a lot. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say. Like, I really, really appreciate that comment, man. Thank you. You know, but yeah, man, that's all I got for y'all today. I'm going to get out of here. It's been a journey today. We had a good story about what happened yesterday, And all that good stuff. For those of you who came late, man, be sure to watch the show again so you can catch what we were talking about early on. It was maybe a bit different than usual here, but it was still dope nonetheless, at least I like to think. Sub, did you see my comment on the Chicago show? Hold on, I'm going to check right now. Where's the discussion section? There it is. Boom. I don't know if I can see it on here, but I feel like I saw you say something at one point in time, but I can't remember where I saw it. So yeah, man, I'm sorry, but let me know, you know. Or maybe you put it on a different joint because I think they got multiple links. Hold up. Checking. Yeah, I can't see it, fam. I'm sorry. But yeah, let me know what you ended up saying. Great as always. Thank you, fam. Peace, Stan and chat. Glad I got to catch up a bit. Indeed, man. I'll just send you a message on your personal Facebook. All right, cool. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much, man. All right, y'all. I'm out of here, man. Y'all have an amazing weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Josh, happy Father's Day to you. I don't know who else is still here who has children, but sending happy Father's Day love out to you. Hey, Nair, be sure to let your pops know. Tell Bernard I said happy Father's Day, man. You know, and to all my members of the Brotherhood of Fatherhood, man, God bless you. Thank you for the hard work. And I appreciate all that y'all do, man. I know it is not a thing that is celebrated to the degree that we celebrate other things. And this is no slight at mothers. I'm just talking about in general, right? Like fathers aren't always held in super high regard. And people don't understand how difficult the job is. And but yo, man, I see y'all, fam. I see y'all, and I'm honored to be on this journey with you. So God bless all y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all have an amazing weekend. And it's time for my youngest daughter's favorite part of the show. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. But on that note, I'm out of here, man. Y'all take care, y'all. Peace. Who made it to the end? Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Yo. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Who made it to the end? You made it to the end. Yo. Subscribe, like, do whatever you like. Stay subscribed, like, do whatever you like. That's right.